Okay, so we have seen some functions yesterday, like ceiling and floor. Along with that, we have seen the aggregate functions. Okay, so two more functions we see today, and then we'll go with the group by clause. So in that, we are having this round and rand function. Okay, so these are the two mathematical functions we are having, which is used for a respective purpose. Like round function is used to round up the given value to a specific decimal places. Okay, so we can round up the value up to the specific decimal places as well. All right, if you want two decimal or you don't want any decimal point, so that also you can do using round function. So it is taking three arguments: the number that you want to round up, then decimal point. Okay, how much decimals you want to round up, and then this operation is a third place we are having, which is optional. Okay, so zero will be like default round and one like we'll be providing here for no rounding. Okay, so even if you not provide this operation, it will by default round up the given value up to the specific decimal point. So two arguments are required for this. Okay,
What's this
so
meaning of this operation here then? What
yeah,
actually?
operation is like normally we use this round function for rounding up only, right? So that is why as mentioned, like this is not mandatory or this is not a required parameter for this round, but it is there in this standard syntax. Okay, so in this operation, if you pass zero as a value, zero is for round. Okay, that means we want to round up the given number, but by default it is zero only. So even though if you are not providing that, it will round up your value. Okay, for example, this I'm passing here as a zero. Select round 235. So now you see here after decimal, we are having 3 points here, right? And I'm mentioning like I want to round up to the one decimal point, second argument. So if I run this query, what I'll get is, see here, I have get the rounded up value. So it is after four, it is having one. So the nearest value is a zero. So it is rounded up to 0040. Okay, so if the same thing, if I'm having like 85, so it will round up to again 4 only because okay, what is bracket? Okay, so it is now rounded up to 5 because 485 is nearest to 5, right? 500. If you just mention I want to round up to two decimal, so instead of 48, it will be have like something. Let me take this to this so I can see it. Okay, so it is showing 49. So it is rounding up the given value up to two decimals. So two is like how many decimal points you want to round up the given value. Okay, and zero by default is for rounding up. If I give the one here, okay, see here, it is not rounding the values here. It is rounding to two decimals. It is just showing up to two decimals, but it is not making any round up. Okay, what
Can
is
you
for that?
remove that one as well and see? Let's see
If
whether
you
that
remove the
zero.
one by default, it is zero. Okay, so it will round up to 49. Okay, so yeah, basically we pass the two arguments only in real time as well, no matter what number you are taking and how many decimals point you are having. Okay, no matter how many you are having, it will round up to two decimals, 36.
Okay.
Okay.
One
So
second, sir.
used for salary calculations, for bonus calculations, we use these kind of examples or these kind of functions surrounding like let's say you are having a salary into the table which is with decimal points. Okay, so you want to round up the salary to a certain decimal points. If your salary is a numeric field we are having or decimal places is there, and if you want to round up to like some value like two decimal, one decimal, so you can use that this payroll like this round function as well. Then for GST tax calculations where you need some rounded values, we can use this round function to calculate the rounded value, like interest calculation in banking softwares or like different interest rates will be there for different loans like home loan, EMI, like personal loan, car loan. So for that, there are different uh, what we can say interest rates will be having, and based on that, if you want to have round up the given like balance on the account or maybe loan account, so you can use this round function to round up the given value to a certain point.
Sir, once again, the comma separate the second value, am I right?
Yes.
But why it is treating as a single value 1245.3584, comma 2 as a single value?
This is one value, this is second value.
Yeah, the second value when you run this query, it or save it,
Mhm.
this will give only one value. Why, sir?
It will give the rounded value, right?
Yeah,
That is
but
what the
where is the two? That's what I'm asking.
2 is the number of decimals. It is saying like 2, this
Please,
is not a value. Okay. This is like required for this round function to know the given value should be rounded to how many decimal places.
Yes, sir. Before
So
comma, just give a parenthesis and it is it.
no, it will not work, right? Because that is a mandatory one. It will throw the error.
Okay, preceding and so we have to
See,
give a
this will show you like how many decimals you want to round up the given value.
okay. But sir, here we are getting a lot of zero, even if you are giving a
Because
two value, right?
correct, correct. Because it is rounding up the second value. Okay, so 3, 5, 8 is bigger than 5, so this 5 will be converted to 6. If this
Okay.
8 is like, if the third value is less than 5, like 3, this 5 will be converted to 4. Okay, it is showing, yeah, sorry, it is 5 only. It
It
is
will
not
convert
converted
it to
to 6
5, yeah.
because it is less than 5 only.
why not it
The third
is
value.
3 5 only? It's following up all the zeros after 5 in the output value. There should be 1245.35. It should be 3 5 only, right? Why we are getting so many zeros
Okay,
because
it
of
is
the
rounding,
remaining
but it
value?
is not claiming that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want only 2 digits or something,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh, you can use what function? Convert function you can use.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Mm-hmm.
So, sir, if you put the digit decimal, so it will just show the 2 digit, right? When we run the value, when we run the data.
No, yeah, if you are having this 0 0 here, I mean, this is having all 0 0.
So instead of two, just we have to put a three. Then I will get to know about it.
This
In
three is
eight number. Yeah, just give a three.
you want 3.
After
So it
decimal,
will be like 353 and it
yeah,
is 4. So it should show 353.
Yeah, 3 5 3.
yeah, I got it. So thank
But what does this like 2 or 3 means
2
after the
or 3
decimal?
means how many decimals you want it.
Yeah, yeah.
After this, like how many decimals you want to round up the value. Not like actually how many decimals you want,
Yeah.
how many decimals rounded value you want. That is what the 3 is.
Mm-hmm. I
Oh, okay.
understand this concept, but why we are getting so many zeros is my question.
Okay, so for that, we can actually format or maybe cast function also we can use.
Mm-hmm.
So format, this is the value and I want to pass, let's say 0.00. Let's see whether it works. Yeah, it works.
Oh, okay. We have to give format as well. Okay.
Yeah, so format or maybe cast,
Cast away. So, okay.
cast round, and then this is the rounded. I want to cast this value as decimal. Okay, 18 to like 2 decimal points I want after the existing value. So this also should work.
18 to means
This 18 is like total number of
characters. I mean,
yeah,
yeah.
total number of numbers, and 2 is like after decimal how many points you want.
Okay.
Okay, so either we can cast or we can use the format
Can we
function.
write? Can we write format and cast without round?
Yeah, we can use. So round it just to round up. Okay, if you don't want to round up and you have the value,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and this value you want to format into this particular format, so you can do that.
Okay. We're gonna get the
Okay,
same, but
round is separate. Round is for rounding up. Format is like formatting one value into another.
but it doesn't round off, right?
Yeah, it is not rounding up. Even if you give the 5 here, like, or 7 here, 8 here, it should be 3, 6, right? Oh, it is rounding up as well.
Oh
Actually,
yeah. So it also
it is
round
not
off.
rounding. Yeah. One more we are having, I think for format, there is some N1 or N2 something we have. Let's see. Yeah, N2 is also for rounding up to 2 digits. If I give 3, what will happen? It is rounding up to 3 digits. Okay.
3, 0.
So number 3 it is number 1, number 2, number 3. So with format either we can use this 0.00 or 0.000, or directly we
Can
can
you
use like
write like
in,
N5?
yeah, we can write, it will give the 5 digits.
Okay. Okay.
It looks same like round off, either round off or format.
Right. Okay. And the next function is a round function. Round we are using the rand function we are having. Okay. So the rand function returns a random number between 0 and 1. Okay. So every time we run this function, it will directly generate a random number every time a new random number. Okay. When I execute this, you see here it is creating a new random number here, which is having the value between 0 and 1.
Can
Okay.
we give any seed number as well
Yes, we can give seed number as well.
to get
So,
the reproducibility?
all right. So seed here, when we give the seed here, right? So let me show you. We give some value to this seed.
Mm-hmm. Like 1, 2, 3, whatever. 2, yeah.
Okay. Still, it will show you the same thing. Okay. Like it will generate the value between 0 to 1. So this is basically used for generating some random numbers. Okay. Random 5-digit number you want to generate, or random 10-digit number you want to generate. So you can use this. Along with this, you have to use other functions. Like let's say I want to generate the random number between 1 and 100. Okay, so what I can use is I can, to this rand function, I can multiply by 100. Okay, just mention this in a bracket and then plus 1. So every time I run this, right, it will generate a random number between 0 to 100, like 1 to 100. Now let's say I want this number as what is that, integer, not the decimal. So we can use some other function. Let's say I'm using floor here. Floor, yeah, it should work. Floor, yeah, you see here it is generating the random number between 0 to or 1 to 100 every time, new random number. So as you change this number here, you want a 5-digit number. Okay, so you can just multiply by 10,000 and a new number will be generated, 4-digit numbers are. Okay, so this kind of rand function, now this rand function is mostly used where you have to generate some unique values as an identity values or something. Okay, here is one of the requirement I'm having, which we are going to see in our project as well.
for security purpose, every time we have to generate a new number.
Yeah, security purpose or some kind of this identity values we can say. Okay, I'll show you one example. There is one of the example we are having. Like you know like claim number as well. Whenever you submit your claim, okay, there will be some new number will be generated automatically, right? So for this kind of purpose, we use this AND function. Now, if you see here, CLCL ID, which is a claim ID, and it is saying like this unique ID to be generated with this format. Okay, it is saying like unique ID to be generated. It is a 10-digit value or 10-character value. In that first two characters should be the last two digits of the year, which means like 26. Then first letter of the month. Let's say I'm running this in June month, so it should be J. And then it is saying like unique 7-digit sequence starting from 1. So it is saying like unique 7-digit sequence starting from 1. So whenever a first claim is submitted, it should have the value like this. Okay, whenever a new claim is submitted again, it should have the value like this. Okay, or 3. So like this, it is saying. So in this way, it is asking to generate some new value, or maybe again another example.
So it doesn't repeat it again, am I right? The same number?
Yeah. Or the semi ID we are having. Okay, actually this is also, it is not having the requirement here, but this is also like unique 5-digit number we have to generate. So every time there should be a 5-digit number generated for this member ID. So for that as well, we can use the round function. So yeah, we have the real-time use cases as well, wherever you want to generate some unique number, maybe 5-digit, 6-digit, 10-digit. So we can use this. Mostly, okay, mostly this RAND function is used in banking softwares. Okay, wherever there you want to generate an OTP. Okay, we know like we get a OTP every time we have, we will sign up or sign in something, right? So you will get some OTP here, and that is a random number only. Every time that OTP procedure triggers, it will generate a new number and that will be sending to your phone. So this is most useful or like most common example of use case of this round function, RAND function. Okay. Yeah, so these are the two functions we are having that we were missed to like lift off yesterday. The next part is a SQL group by clause. Okay. Now group by clause or group by statement, it will what it will do. Did you seen this in your SSI classes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, so you are aware of all this, right?
Yes.
So the SQL group by what it will do is it will groups the rows that have the same values into the summary rows, right? So if you have similar values, so it will group it together and it will give you the summary rows. So instead of 10 rows, it will return only one row. Okay, like 5, or like for count, minimum, maximum, and so on. Okay, for example, like here we are having find the number of customer in each country. Okay, so we can group all the customers, okay, which is having similar country name. So we will get the result here in the number of customers. Okay, most common use case of this group by is with aggregate functions like count, min, max, sum, and average. Okay, which will use to group the result set by one or more columns. This is the standard syntax we are having for this group by clause. Okay, it is show you. Okay, so it will have the select list where we are having the column names. Then it is having from table name. Then we are having where condition. Then group by clause. Then order by clause. In between we are having clause as well. Okay, here also a condition we will be having. Now, not all these are mandatory. Okay, this is optional. If you don't want to filter the data, there will not be any group by clause. Okay, if you don't want to again filter the data after aggregation, this is also an optional, and this is also an optional. So, but for the group by clause, the minimum syntax will be select column, okay, from table, and we have this group by column. Okay, so this is the minimum syntax we are having, but this will be the full syntax for the group by clause along with filtration and all. Okay, so we were having some table yesterday. Your dot employee master. Okay, now we have this table. So what we can work on here. Let's do that. Okay, so let's say we want to see the count of employee based on the gender, like how many males, how many females we are having. Okay, so what we will write here. So we are saying like count of employees. Okay, so obviously there should be a use of count function, right? Count function is used to count the number of people. Okay, so here we are having select from. Now, as per the syntax, here should be the column. So what we want gender column. Okay, so we should know which gender is having how many count, and then after that we are using count function. Count of star we can use, or count of employee ID we can use. Anything is fine. As total count, I'm giving the name here from employee master, and then we are having group by clause. So by which column you want to group the result, right? So I want to group the result by gender. So whatever the similar values we are having, like M, okay, so that will be counted in one result set, and another value we are having similar value for F that will be counted into another row. So there will be two rows we'll be getting, because there are two unique values into this gender column. So how many unique values we are having into the group by column, so that many rows you will get. Okay, so group by gender, if I execute this, what I will get? I will get number of records for each of this gender. So female employees 12, male employees 13. Okay, what will happen if you just want count and you don't want like which what is that, which count is related to which vendor or which gender. Okay, so if you don't want this gender column, still it is executable, but you will not be able to identify this count is for which gender, right? There is 12, there is 13. We have the count of employees, but with this you will not be able to see this count is related to either male or female. So it is like a good option to use the column in the select list, whichever column we are using into the gender. Whichever column we are using into the group by clause. Okay, so that we will have the result out there. What if I'm using one more column into this select list? Okay, now take this to the another example. Okay, I'm taking one more column called city into this select list. If I run this query now, okay, it will fail. It will throw the error because, okay, there is a rule. Whatever the column you are using in select list, either this should be a part of aggregate function like this. Okay, this column is there in the select list, but this is a part of an aggregate function. So it is saying like the whatever the select list we are having, okay, that should be either a part of aggregate function or it should be a part of a group by clause. So either this column should be used along with the aggregate function or this column should be used in the group by clause. Even this column we have seen. Okay, this is not part of aggregate function, but without like this was not throwing the error earlier. Okay, this is not a part of aggregate function, but it was not throwing the error because the column we have listed in select list, that is a part of a group by clause. Okay, so whatever column you are adding, either this column should be a part of a group by clause or it should be a part of aggregate function. Then we will not see any error. Okay, now what this result is? This is grouping the column or grouping the rows with two values, with gender and city. Okay, so in every city there will be two types of employees, like male and female. So that is showing the same count. So within a city, again it is grouping by the gender as well. So city Ahmedabad, okay, there are two male employees. Okay, city Bangalore, there are two female employees. Okay, is there anything? Okay, this is the example we are having. So in Delhi, there are total 3 employees, total 4 employees we are having. So from that 4, again we are grouping by the gender. Okay, so female 1 and male 3. So like this, we can group the values by multiple columns as well. Okay, so here grouping is done by 2 columns. If I want to see how many employees are there in each of the city, then I just need to remove this gender column and group by city. Okay, so we will get count of employees in each of the city. Now you will get this as a distinct values. Okay, so whatever column you are using as a group by clause, so that column you will get as a distinct records, distinct values. Okay, then what else we can see? This is all for count. Okay, now let's say we have seen yesterday. If I want to see the average salary from this employee master table, what we use?
Average, AVG.
We use average function and we have the salary field, right? Salary column. So this is the average salary we are having. Let me round up to this to 2 decimals. Invalid. Okay, so average should be in the quotes, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the average salary we are having. Now this is the average salary into entire organization, like entire company average salary. Now what I want the average salary within each department. Like IT we are having, HR we are having, okay, finance we are having. So in each department, what is the average salary we are having? So that we need to find out. Okay, so first we will see the this manually, where department is equal to IT. And I'll just see average salary. Okay, so for IT, it is this one. For HR, this one. Finance, and this is the average salary. Okay, and so on we will get. So without group by clause, what you need to do to calculate the average salary within each department, you have to filter that with each of the department here, right? But if you use the group by clause, okay, you can use at the end or the start. I will just say like this is a average salary per department, and second column I will use as a department. Okay, now I'm using one more column into the select list. That column is not a part of aggregate function, so this should be a part of a group by clause. So if you group the data by department, okay, you will get the average salary for each department. Okay, now whether it is correct as per our individual calculations. 71875 is for the IT, 5600 is for the HR, and this 82258 we calculated for finance and for marketing as well. Okay, so this is how we can calculate the average salary, count, mean, max. Okay, by grouping the data. Okay, these aggregate functions, if you are not using with a group by clause, it will work on entire set of data, like entire table data. But if you use that with a group by clause, you will get the like grouped data, or we can say like we are splitting that data into the multiple groups. Same way, let's say you want to see the minimum salary from each department. So instead of average, you will use minimum, and this will show you the minimum salary from each of the department. Okay, we can use maximum, we can use sum of the salary for each of the department. If I use maximum, I'll get the maximum salary from each department. Okay, not only one, you can use this max mean in one column, like as an added another column as well, because now this salary is a part of aggregate function, so it should not throw any errors, right? So minimum, maximum, let's say I want to sum all the salaries for each department. What is the total salary by department? So that also I can do using sum. Even I can use the average function as well to find out the average salary within each department. Okay, this is max salary, minimum salary in department. This is total salary per department, and this is the average salary per department. So we can use this here. Okay, so we are getting average salary, total salary, minimum salary, maximum salary for each of the department. Okay, even if you want count of employees as well in the same result set, you can use count of employee ID as total employees. Okay, so it will give you the total employees within the department as well. Comma is missing. Okay, so total employees as well you will get. Okay, so this is how we can use the group by clause. Only thing is, whatever column is there in the select list, that column should be either a part of aggregate function or it should be used in the group by clause. Okay. Now with this same query, let's say you want to filter the data. I want only those departments where employee count is more than 5. Okay, we know this is the result set. We are having these many counts. I want only those departments to be selected in the select list where the number of employees in the department is more than 5. That means I should have only these two departments into the result set, finance and IT. So can we do that?
Having
Having
Having clause is there, which is used to filter the aggregated data, right? So in the having clause, we are not using exactly column, like because we don't have the column called the total employees, right? Or even we cannot filter that with where as well, because where is also used for individual columns. So if you are using total employees, there is no column called total employees. Okay. So it is an calculated column. So total employees is nothing but count of employee ID. So if I use that in the where clause, count of employees, it will throw the error. Okay. This now, if I run this now, okay, so it is showing error here. An aggregate may not appear in the where clause. Okay. So aggregate function cannot be used in the where clause. It can be used, but if it is there in the subquery. Okay, but that is why it is failing here. So now we are saying we want to see only those departments where employee count is more than 5. So how you want to filter the data? You want to filter the aggregated data. First calculate the count and then filter that. Okay, so whenever there is a conditions, or there is a filtration that needs to be used after the aggregation. Now here we are doing the aggregation, right? Count function we are using, total number of employees. So whenever there is a filtration needed on the aggregated data, we use the having clause. Okay. So having clause should be used after the group by clause. Why this should be used after the group by clause?
Comparison, that's why.
Group by.
So I mean, having clause, I'm saying like having clause will be working on aggregated data. And when we aggregate the data, when we group the data together, right? So after grouping only, we'll be able to use the having clause. Okay. And this is used in added because where clause cannot be used with aggregate functions. Okay. So yeah, this is the condition. After group by clause, we'll be having condition. So this works on the aggregate data. Even not only the count, any aggregate function you can use in having clause. Let's say you want to see only those employees where the average salary is greater than, let's say, 70,000. Only those departments you want. So you can filter this data as well. Okay, this is the average salary, which is more than 70,000. Okay, for all the departments, it is having that only. So
Can
it
we
is
use
having
the
this.
order by with the having, right?
So some I'm using, right? Average I want to use. So if you use this, now these two departments should be removed from here. We should have only the finance and IT, right? So if you use this, we will get finance and IT, where the average salary is more than 70,000.
So,
Yes,
sir,
Can we
can you
use the
Satyam.
go over
order by?
why the where clause cannot be used with aggregate function?
That is not supported.
It's just
Okay.
not support.
Yeah, it is not supported.
So where
Same
is
thing if you see.
only is usually before group by.
Where clause you are saying? Yes.
Yeah,
So that is a difference. Okay. That is again an interview question. What is the difference between where and having? Because both are used to filter the data, right?
Yeah.
Difference between where and having clause. This is one of the interview question. Okay. What is the difference between where and having clause? So very basic difference you can see here is before is where is used for filtering the data before grouping clause. Okay. That means where should be used before group by clause and having should be used after the group by clause. Which means uh, the the simple definition of this where used before group by clause and having used after group by clause. In detail, if you see where is used on the data before the aggregation or before the grouping. Like let's say if I'm using the where clause here, where what I should use salary is greater than, what are the different salaries we are having into this table? So I can use that. 65, 65, 65. Okay, let's say I will use this as a 60 or 70,000. Okay. So I want to see only those salary where salary is greater than 70,000. Okay. Now we will see the difference here. First to run this without where clause. Okay. I'm running this without where clause first. And this without this as well.
Where clause also work for here, sir, I think.
Yeah. I'll just show you first just the group by clause. Okay. For better visibility, I will take this department column at first position in the select list. Okay, so grouping by department without where, without having, I'm using this control E, copy with headers. I'm just saving this data here. Just for comparison purpose, we can use that. Okay. What is the difference here? You see now this is the salaries we are having, like maximum salary, minimum salary, okay, total salary per department and so on. Now same thing I use with where clause. Now I'm filtering the data and using the group by clause. I'm just having the filter of where condition where salary is greater than 70,000. Okay, execute this. Now you will see there are only two records we are getting.
And that's correct, sir, because it's a filtering with the given value greater than.
Right. So it is filtering the data before the grouping. Before grouping the data, it is filtering first. Okay. Which means we don't see the HR department here. Okay. Because in HR department, what is the maximum salary we were having? We were having 60,000 as a maximum salary. But our filter is here, salary is greater than 70,000. So there are no employees whose salary is greater than 70,000 in HR department. So not at all we are getting the row for the HR. Same for the marketing. Maximum salary was 57,000, but our filter is 70,000.
70,000.
So before grouping the data, it is first filtering the data. So it is eliminating the rows whose salary is less than 70,000. So that rows are not included into the grouping at all.
Yeah.
Okay, so those rows will be eliminated first before applying the group by clause. That is the difference, or that is the use case of where condition. But what it will do with the having. Okay, so if you use here in having, average salary is greater than 80,000. Okay. Now I'm using having, and I would see there is again one more row eliminated. Now we are able to see only the finance row here. Okay, how this is happening? Because now this is the original data. This is the data after filtering of, with the where condition. And this is the data we are having after filtering with the having. So having, when it is working on a grouped data. So after grouping, again we are filtering the data with average salary. We are checking average salary is greater than 80,000. So from this again one row is eliminated whose average salary is not 80,000. This row will be eliminated. This row will be removed from the result sheet and we will be able to see only one row. Okay, so the where condition, it will filter the rows before grouping the data. Having clause or having condition filter the groups after the grouping. It will filter the grouped data. Okay. Then what is another difference? I will mention those difference here. Okay, where filter the data before grouping. Okay, and we have the having clause. Filter the groups of data, or we can say filter after grouping. Anything is fine. Okay, this is one difference. Another is where condition we have seen. This can be used in update, delete as well, right?
Yeah.
So it can be used with select, update, delete without group by as well, right? So we can use this without group by as well, individual where condition. But this usually, or we can say mostly, used with group by clause. Okay, so if you don't have group by clause, you cannot use the having clause. But that is not the case with where condition. You can use the where condition without the grouping as well. Okay, then here we cannot use aggregate functions. Okay, I would say directly. Okay, because sometimes we will be able to use if the query is there in the subquery. We have not seen the subquery, so I'll show you that later on how to use that aggregate function in the where clause. Okay, then this one can use the aggregate functions. Now execution, this will be executed before group by. Okay, and this will be executed after group by. Okay, so these are the some differences we are having in the having and group by clause. Okay, so let's say I use this as a 50,000 and I would just execute this. We are getting 2 records again. I'll remove this condition. We are getting all 4 records. Okay, now let's say this result is there and you want to order these results with like minimum of salary, or we can say yeah, minimum to maximum salary, like by department wise. So
Can
whatever
I
the
ask
minimum.
you a quick question?
Yes.
So with the halving, right? Let's say you put 70,000 there as well. Wouldn't you get the same result as
No,
where?
70,000 we are having, right? So average salary, no, this row will be eliminated here, right? Because there is a salary where the average is less than 70,000. These
Oh,
also
the
and this.
other one you weren't using aggregate. It was just regular salary. You're using 70,000. For where? For where
Yeah,
you're
there.
using this okay. This was
Yeah.
from you're just using salary, not average salary.
Yes, it was just a salary
Okay, okay.
because we cannot use the aggregate function. That is
Yeah, we
what
did
we
this
have.
one. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Okay, so if you filter with this, you're getting 2 rows. I was using 50,000 here, and we were talking about ordering the result. Now, let's say you want to order the result from like the first record as a minimum salary within all these 4. So 52,000 should be my first record. Sorry, 48,000. Like marketing should be my first record. Then HR should be second. IT should be third, and finance should be fourth. So I want to order the result with minimum of average salary for within the department. So I can use the order by clause as well. Order by this is the minimum salary we are having. So if you do this one, okay, you will get the order the result. Okay, so 48,000, 52,000, 65,000, 78. I was not mentioning here ascending, descending because by default it will order the result in ascending order. So minimum will be first, then it will goes increasing. If you want in the descending order of minimum salary, you can use the DSC keyword and you will get the reverse of result set. Okay, so with any column you can order the result. Okay, if you want order by department, so it will order in alphabetical order. Okay, now we have used this descending, so it is showing in the reverse order. If you use only the department, it will show you in the ascending order. Okay,
Is there
so
any
ordering,
criteria to a quick question, sir? Is there any criteria to when you would use order? Like, is it usually when you're using like having like you're with the aggregate function, or is there you can use it
no, order by
anytime?
can be, yeah, order by can be used on any result set. The order by is just to order your result set. Like if you are having your result set, let's say this is the result set you are having. Okay, and now it is showing the alphabetical order or what how it is inserted, like employee ID 101, 102, and 10. Now your ask is you want the last employee ID first, and then goes on in that way. So you can order the result set by employee ID in descending order. So this order will be reversed, just 125, 124, 126. Okay, or let's say you want the employees in the order of salary. The whatever the employee who is having minimum salary, that should be listed first. Second minimum, sorry, yeah, extreme minimum, then more than that minimum, more than that, like that if you want. So you can order by salary. So you will see the first employee which is having lowest salary in entire organization. Then it will goes on increasing like this.
Okay.
So it is in by default. If you are not mentioning ASC, okay, if you want the ascending order, no need to mention, or even though you mention, you will get the same result. But the default order is ascending order. For descending order, you need to specify it. Okay, if you want the result in descending order of salary, you have to specify that keyword. So now you will have the first employee who is having the maximum salary in the organization, 87,000. Okay.
Gotcha.
So yeah, order by you can use, but that should be used after the having clause. Okay, so that is the sequence where group having order. This is what the standard syntax I was given out here. Where group having and order. Okay. Okay, in the notes as well, I'm having one table. Okay, you can use this as well for your practice. Just create this table, and there are some questions we are having that needs to be solved on the group by clause. Okay, so you can work on this as well. The answers as well.
Sir, I have a question.
Mhm.
I'm confused about the RAND. Can you please explain that again?
Which one? Where you are saying?
The RAND function.
Rand function. Okay. Yeah, rand is just used for generating random number between 0 and 1. Okay, so every time you execute this rand function, you will get to see a new number which is having the value between 0 to 1. Okay, it will not go beyond 1. It will not go in
What
the
does
negative as
RAND
well,
like
which
mostly
means
used for?
generating OTPs,
Oh, okay.
mostly in banking sector. Okay, if you want a 6-digit OTP every time, okay, so you can just use this like this. You will get the new OTP every time, which is a 6-digit. Okay, for that purpose, it is used mostly in real time.
On the daily basis, does not use like it's very easy to use.
Yeah, it is not on daily basis.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's it about the group by clause. We'll go with the joins starting from the next week. Okay, joins and subquery. That is our targetive. This one we can just see what we are having. Having joins. Okay. Yeah. So we will continue with the joins in the next week. Joint is our next topic. Okay. Yeah. So today we have some time. So yeah, let's discuss about the syllabus what we have covered till now. Okay. So first we have completed the SQL commands. Okay, just to revise. Okay.
Yes.
And the question on this can be what are the different types of SQL commands. So what are the different types of SQL commands we're having?
DDL,
DTL, DML,
DML,
Yo,
DCL,
DCL, TCL, and DQL.
TCL, and
DQL.
DQL, right? So these are the different types of command we are having. DDL stands for data definition language. DML stands for data manipulation language. DCL stands for data control language. TCL stands for transaction control language, and DQL for data query language. Okay, within each of these type, there are a set of SQL commands we are having. Like under DDL, we are having
Create
right. So
Create, drop,
under DDL,
truncate,
we are having create, drop,
drop,
delete,
truncate,
truncate. Delete is not a DDL command.
Sorry.
alter,
DML,
insert,
under DML, we have three commands:
update, and
insert,
delete.
update,
insert, update, delete,
Delete.
delete. Then we have DCL. Under DCL, we are having two commands or three commands, we can say.
Grant,
grant, revoke,
Two commands:
revoke,
grant and revoke.
revoke.
Then TCL, again, we have three commands:
Commit,
gra-
commit,
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 rollback,
rollback,
save
rollback,
point.
save point. Okay, and what next? We have the DQL. Under
DQL,
DQL, there
select,
is one command we are having, which is
select.
select command. Okay, so these are the commands. What is this equal commands means actually?
To retrieve, throw a set of query to retrieve the data.
It is not just a retrieve. For retrieve, we use select command, but commands are like
Manipulation,
some orders.
type change,
Instructions that we give it so it can do a certain thing.
So the
Queries
commands
to
are
talk to the
nothing but like
database.
instructions, right? So instructions that we are giving to the database to perform certain action. Okay. Okay, then after SQL commands, we have seen the data types as well. Okay. So there are different data types we are having. Okay, what are the different data types used in SQL?
there are a lot of
char, varchar,
String,
So there are
numeric,
string data. Okay, high level, we can say string data, data,
date,
right? Then numeric data we can say, numeric or yeah, integer data as well we can say. These are the high level distinguishing between the different data types we can have. Under string, again, we have the varchar, char, text, and text. Okay, and under date we are having date, date time two. Okay, time, date.
numeric.
Numeric, we have integer, big integer, small integer, decimal,
clause,
month.
Boolean. So, no,
Money.
Boolean is
Boolean is also there. Okay, what is the difference between varchar and char data?
char with fixed
and
length,
varchar
variable,
doesn't
Is a fixed
store.
number.
The car has the fixed length and the worker has the variable length.
Char store the word in a single byte, but varchar store also in a single byte. I think in varchar is in 2 byte for each row. But
Yes, but it will use the variable characters to store the like it will take the variable storage value, but character will take a fixed storage value, like based on the number of characters we are supplying,
Yes.
right? Then coming back to the table, what is table, rows, and columns?
Rows is the number of instances that we have in the table.
One record. Row
entity
is like one record.
Row is nothing but the record in the table. What is table?
Mhm.
Collection of column is a table.
collection of rows and columns,
Collection of rows and column is the table.
presentation of a fact in row and column.
Right. And the column are nothing but it is a field we can say within the
In the
table.
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 Mhm.
Okay. Then the difference between delete and truncate.
Delete.
Delete.
It's
Delete.
It's-
Delete the structure of the table.
No.
Yeah, and the
Delete
truncate used
will
for
delete
remove
the
the
data,
delete
while
all the
truncate will empty out the
rows from the table.
We can use
Um,
where condition to delete a particular row, and truncate it's delete the entire
table.
data from the table.
I think with truncate, the structure is still there, but the table is just emptied out. Is that right?
Draw.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically delete, okay, drop and truncate. There can be a difference asked for any of these two or in like all the three. Okay, so first we'll go with the drop. Drop is a DDL command. Okay, so when we use drop command, using drop command, we can drop any of the database object like function, table, procedure, view. Okay, then
yeah.
we are going with the table. When we use the drop command with the table, it will drop the table structure as well as data inside the table. Okay, so object
Yes.
it will get vanished. Then second is a delete command. Delete is used only for data. Okay, using delete, we cannot delete the table, we cannot delete the procedure, we cannot delete the function. Okay, delete is an DML command. DML is only for the data manipulation. So delete is used to remove the rows from the table. Okay, if it is
Yes.
used without where clause, it will remove
The
entire
selected
rows.
rows, right?
No, if it is used without where clause, it will remove entire set of data from the table. By keeping the table structure as it will remove only all the data. If it is used with where clause, we can use it with where clause as well to remove the certain number of rows. Okay.
The selected record.
Yes.
So,
Then
sir, without where, delete and truncate the same thing?
Yes.
yes, without where, if you use delete and you use the truncate, both are same. Okay. But yeah, obviously, when you use the delete command, okay, there will not be an identity reset. Okay. So we have seen this. If your column is an identity column, you have deleted all the records, and if you inserted the new record, okay, it will generate with new identity value. The like let's say you are having 10 records, you deleted all, you inserted new record. The new record will be having identity value as a 11. That is not case with the truncate. When you remove all the rows using truncate, there will be identity reset happens. So again, it will start from 1. Okay, that is a difference. So just go through that identity reset, how it works and all. That is an important difference because if you say that difference, interviewer will know like you are knowing the technical details. Okay,
So
this is real.
It's only about identity?
Yes.
the delete also reset the identity, or it's will start
Delete,
the.
no, delete will not reset the identity. It will restart with the like last generated identity value.
I
So,
heard it wrong way. This one.
so delete and truncate, they're basically the same, except main difference is
Where
that
clause.
identity.
And
Identity as well as where clause. We cannot
Okay.
use the where clause with truncate, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
for performance wise, we can use the truncates in delete.
Truncate, correct. For better performance, we can use the truncate. If you want to remove all the rows, instead of delete, go with truncate. Okay. Then
How would
we
you
have
so how would you compare drop and delete again? Sorry.
yeah. So drop is an DDL command. Delete is a DML command. Okay, drop will help used to drop the data as well as table structure. Delete is used only to delete the data by
Okay.
keeping the table structure elements there. Okay.
Makes sense.
Okay, we using drop command, you can drop any other objects as well, like procedure, function, views. Okay, but using delete, we cannot drop the objects. It is used only for deleting the data.
How would you drop a function? Like,
So yeah, the same query. So if you are dropping the table, how you are dropping? You are giving the command like drop table and you are giving the name of the table. Okay. So if you want to drop the function, you mention drop function and you need to give the name of the function. Okay. And now this is for user functions. This is also for tables, right? So same way, like we have seen the functions like average, mean, max. So these are not the functions. Okay. Because this is like system functions we are having. This we cannot drop. So whatever we have created as a user function that we can drop. So there are user functions as well. Okay, that we have to see how to create the user functions and all. Okay, but that functions can be dropped using drop command. Same way, if you want to drop the procedure, stored procedure, you can drop that using drop prop, or you can specify the entire keyword called drop procedure. And you have to give the name of that procedure. Okay, so using drop command, you can drop any other database objects as well.
okay.
Okay, yeah. The next question I would say, what is mean by constraint? And what are the different types of constraint?
They're like
Yesterday,
rules that
some
you can set.
rules that we define to the
Use of
specific type
table.
of data.
Mhm.
Okay,
Apply the role to the specific data. So types of constraint can be primary constraint, primary key constraint,
Primary key, foreign key, not null,
shake,
shake, not null,
right. So unique, primary, not null,
unique,
foreign key, check,
unique.
default. These are the different constraints we are having, right? More
Foreign.
technical definition of this
It's a setup rule.
constraint.
It's a setup rule to filter the data before loading the table or retrieving the data from a table.
Right. So these are the rules that will decide which type of data can go inside the table, right? So these are the rules set to meet your data consistency, data integrity,
Data
right?
integrity here.
Okay. Then, yeah, what is mean by
Differential.
what is mean by default function? Why it is used?
yeah,
Without passing any value, we can store
Whatever is default. there.
given the given value.
Right. So
It's
default is used to insert the default value if no value is specified.
Yeah. If in a future, like if the data while loading the data is not presented and like is coming after some days, in that case we have to use a default.
Right. Even for not only the future or all, you can use for like regular as well, like created date, updated date. So we can have the default value as a get date, or maybe the is active column where we will be having for every new record, we have to insert active as a record, a new record. So we can have that column as a default. Okay. So yeah, for any column where we have to set a default value, we can use this default constraint.
So,
What is
sir,
difference
for
between
yeah, sir, for unknown data, you can use default, as Sandeep said.
unknown data?
Yeah, if some data, see, he said something come from future, something, some data, we don't know about it. It can come
No,
in
I mean,
future or something
what
we get.
his intention was like today we are not getting the data, but in future we will be
Yeah,
getting the data for the
yeah.
columns. Okay. So for example, we have defined one column called phone numbers of an employee. Okay, today we don't know, but
Mm-hmm.
we are setting some default value. In future, like whenever there is a new record is inserted, we will get the actual phone number from the employees. But today we want to have some default values. We can give that using this. Okay, what is the difference between primary key and unique key constraint?
Primary key is a combination of not null and unique, and the unique key like ensures that all values in a column are different.
Mhm.
Primary key
Also,
can
I
like
can
contain one
Yeah.
have
multiple
many key on the on one table, but I can't have many primary key.
Right.
No, one primary
Right.
key per table.
This
Yeah.
composite key it can be.
Yeah, composite
But
key
one
can
primary
be
key can
having
contain
multiple columns,
many
but the
columns,
key
Ram.
as a
This
key is an object, there should
key,
be
the
only one.
primary key doesn't allow the null value, but unique key we have allow one null value. Okay,
Right.
and primary identify it will not insert the duplicate data in a table. It's also
Yeah,
the
both
unique
is
key also. Both will
right.
the same thing, but a primary key is a single in a table, and unique key may be so many as we can define. It's a
Right.
composite
And
key.
multiple unique keys.
Unique key is like the ensures uniqueness for other columns, and I think primary key main identity of the for the table.
Yeah, right. That is also we can say. Okay. Then after constraints, what we have seen,
I think the foreign key referential.
integrity,
Yeah,
Referential integrity.
it was
right?
a little hard to get that.
So that is a thing. Then we have moved to the string functions, like system functions. What is meant by system functions? Why we use this?
System function is mean, average, sum, total, count. These all are
These are the system functions, but how we define these system functions, or what is the use case of this?
to perform some arithmetic on given column, integer column.
Not arithmetic, right? So it can be not only integer. There are string functions as well. Those are also system functions like character, variable. We have pat index, char index, right? Those are also system functions. So what is system functions? System functions are like inbuilt functions stored in the SQL server that will perform some work, okay, for which we need to pass some input value. So the system functions basically take some input, performs operation, and gives us the output, right? It will take some input, perform some operations, and gives us output after that particular operation. It may have character data, it may have numeric data, okay, it can have date data as well. So there are basically three types of important system functions we are having. One is a string, another is date functions, and then one more is like mathematical, or we can say aggregate functions. Okay, so in string function there are many functions we are having. For example, give me list out some 5 string functions.
5 string function.
Length,
Char index,
Right, length, char index,
concat,
concat, yes,
Substring.
substring.
Mm.
Okay, so there are many string functions we are having: left, right, upper, lower, concat, length, data length, char index, pat index, substring. Okay, format. Then we have replace, replicate. Okay, there are many string functions we are having. You have to know what each string function will do. Okay, if someone asks like, what is the use of a replace function? So how you would answer that?
It's used to
String
replace a
function also
specific
used to
part
replace.
of the string with another one.
Correct. So The replace function is used to replace the specific part of a string from a string, okay, with the new string value. Okay. So yeah, you should be able to define these functions, okay, in one line, because this you might be good in writing the syntax. Like you know what is the substring, how to write the syntax. If someone asks you to extract the domain part of an email, you write that. But if you are not able to explain that in the interview, okay, that will be again an issue. So both theoretical as well as technical in terms of query, you should be very good. Okay, and while explaining, you should be using the technical keywords. Okay, for that, reading is important. Read the notes. Okay, use the online platforms as well. There are some links as well I have given in the notes. Use that to see what actual each of these function does, how the syntax could be written and all. Okay. You cannot be like bumbling there while answering the question. You should be very straightforward and without any stoppages and all. You should be without taking any pause. You should answer the given question for the theoretical as well. Okay. And what are the different date functions we are having?
Different date.
Date,
Yeah,
add, date name.
add date.
No, it is not a different date function. It is a date difference function. Okay, date diff.
Yeah, date diff.
Okay. Date diff, date add. We have date, time,
Part.
Ref
Same thing.
name.
year, month. Each date we are having year, month, day.
Days.
These are all
Date
the,
from
yes,
parts. Date from
these
parts.
are all the date
Date name.
functions. And in aggregate,
Sum, count, min, max, average.
right?
Count.
So in aggregate, we have
Average.
min, max, sum, count, average. Some other mathematical functions include round, rand, ceiling, floor, aggregate, square root, and all those functions we are having. Okay, if you want to see all those functions will be available in your Object Explorer as well. Okay, so from where you can see the syntaxes as well for each of them. You can go to any database. Okay, expand the programmability folder. Under the programmability, you are having the folder called functions. Okay, if you expand this functions folder, there is a folder called system functions. Okay, under system functions, you will see different folders. So apart from string, there are many other functions we are having. Okay, but whatever the required we are having, only that we have seen. So string functions, these many string functions we are having. We have seen most of them from this list. ASCII, character, char index, difference, length we are having, left, right, lower, ltrim, rtrim. Okay, replace, reverse. Okay, substring. Many functions we have seen from the string. Then we are having date and time functions as well, where we have date add, date difference, current timestamp, date name, date part, day, get date. Okay, UTC date, is date, month. All these functions also we have seen. Then we have seen aggregate functions, where we have seen average, min, max, count. Okay. Apart from that, there are some other functions we are having group, count of big. So yeah, we will see whenever we get the examples of such cases in future. But whatever the basics needed that we have seen. Okay. Then there are some mathematical functions as well, like absolute, ceiling, floor. Okay, rand, round, pi, power, square, tan, sine. Those are all also mathematical functions. Okay. Then row set function we are having. So there are many system functions we are having, but whatever we have seen, that are the extreme required functions we are having. Okay, and that only we are going to use. Okay, so it will be available under the programmability tab, under functions folder, and under for functions, there is a folder called system functions. Okay, whenever we will create, okay, if you want to see the syntax of that aggregate function or how this should be written, like count, you can just expand this and it will ask for the parameters. So whatever the parameters it is required, that will it will show. Okay, so any expression means any data type it will be needed. Okay, if I see any what any system function for the string data type, Okay, let's say I'm using for reverse. So what are the parameters required that it will show? It is required only one expression and return the same expression in the reverse order. If you see the substring, it is required three parameters. Okay, expression, starting position, and length. So it is having all these parameters required for each of the system function. Okay, so the details is available here. Okay. Yeah, so starting from the next week, we will start the joins, the different types of joins in SQL Server. Okay, and yeah, what is the use cases, the real-time scenarios, how we use the joins and all, so that we will see. Okay, then we are having stored procedures, topic, cursors, indexes. There are many more we are having. Okay, but yeah, it will take some time. So my just a request is like you should be in touch with each of the topics that we are covering. We should not be like we are going ahead and we are forgetting everything that we have learned in the past. Okay, so wherever we get the time, we will discuss like this in the class as well. Okay, so just to revise all the concepts. But yeah, from your side as well, you should be reading notes on a daily basis. Okay, you should be practicing more on each of the queries for each of the topics that we have covered. Okay.